I'm Jen Doelman, farm with my husband Mike. Our farm name is Bonnechere Haven Farms, and we farm in the Upper Ottawa Valley. So once upon a time, we would put all of our nitrogen on up front. A lot of the time because we didn't have other tools for using it. And then we would incorporate the nitrogen into the soil just at the beginning of the season. And because we do no tillage now, we actually don't incorporate, but we do use products that are like urease and denitrifying inhibitors, so that way we can reduce our losses. We also, in our high nitrogen using crops, we also split apply nitrogen, and just the size of our farm, we can actually apply our nitrogen just ahead of a rain. So we're very focused on the forecast to ensure that the rainfall incorporates it. I'm a certified crop advisor. So for me, it's been a lot of years of learning and digesting. And then as I've become a farmer myself, it's looking to see how the soil responds. So the nitrogen for me is almost the side effect. The biggest thing for us is soil health, is that we are very prone to drought in our region. We're in what's called a rain shadow. So a lot of this nitrogen management is actually also tied to moisture management for us, and making sure that we are applying nitrogen where it's going to be used, right place, right product, right time, and right rate. And once we can do that, then we can benchmark that with profitability. So I would say it's a lot of little things. I'm a science geek, so I really like learning the processes. And then of course, anytime we can incorporate nitrogen fixing crops like red clover or hay fields, or even soybeans and peas into our rotation, I always enjoy that because the bugs fix the nitrogen for me. And I actually used to sell fertilizer, so it was even within that, I see the value of what you can bring to the system beyond just what a fertilizer can provide. So we've actually invested in doing some SWOT mapping. So we've actually had our soils mapped on a lot of our farms, and we're going to be focusing on prescription planning. So variable rate application. So the areas that have the highest yield potential, we'll put more nitrogen on. And the areas that just plain and simple aren't really pulling their weight, we're actually going to be able to decrease a lot of our nitrogen use. And that's the nitrogen that wouldn't actually be used by the crop anyway. So it's going to make us more efficient and hopefully more environmentally friendly. I'd say first you need to be clear about what your perception of risk is. I'm very comfortable trying new things. I really think you want to go with something within your comfort zone, because if you do something because a neighbor recommends it and you end up with something you hadn't anticipated, you may want to never do it again. So I'd say go slow, but push the boundaries where it matters most to you. So, maybe you're not comfortable with reducing your nitrogen rate. Well, maybe you can add some cover crops to the rotation to help with mineralization. Or maybe you can just do a couple strips of a reduced rate of nitrogen on your farm just to see what your yield effect is. And then maybe some with higher rates with the proper inhibitors, just to see maybe I didn't actually need that because it didn't increase my yields and it cost me more. So I would say small steps, one thing at a time. And just see what speaks to your values, because something that's true to your values, you're going to be more likely to keep in the long term than doing something just because you feel someone's telling you you have to.